Hi, welcome back to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. As the offshore injury experts, what maritime injury lawyers want you to know. Have you been hurt while working offshore? If so, you can receive payment for your on-the-job injuries, including medical expenses and lost wages. To know how much you can recover in damages, you should understand the specifics of maritime law. Did you know that the laws governing injuries at sea are completely different from those governing land? In fact, many New Orleans personal injury lawyers do not understand the complex aspects of maritime law. So, when you seek legal advice for your maritime injury, make sure that the attorney is an expert in maritime law. Maritime injury experts. Our maritime injury lawyers in Houston and New Orleans have years of experience in this specialized area of law. We have helped hundreds of Louisiana and Texas clients win the payment they deserve from the companies that negligently caused injuries. Here are some other points you should know about us. We started this firm to help injured individuals in their time of greatest need. We represent offshore workers injured off the coast of Texas, Louisiana, or other areas in the Gulf of Mexico. Two of our offshore injury attorneys, Jeremiah Jones and Mike Slansky, hold advanced degrees in the field of maritime law. Two of our attorney, Nick Senak and Mara Petkovich, spent years representing maritime employers and insurance companies. So, we have inside information on how your opponent's legal defense works. We have offices in New Orleans, Louisiana, Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, and Miami, Florida. We are also licensed in Connecticut. We specialize in law governing the waters and industries of the Gulf. If you want expert legal representation for your maritime injury case, contact our New Orleans law office today. If you would like to learn a little more about this area of specialty, read on for information on these topics. Maritime law, the Jones Act. Types of maritime accidents. Types of maritime injuries. Compensation for maritime injuries. What to do when you are injured offshore. Contact a New Orleans maritime injury attorney. After reading about the law surrounding maritime injury, let us know if you have any other questions. We are truly happy to discuss your case during a free consultation. Maritime law, the Jones Act. The Jones Act was passed in 1920 to protect and maintain the United States merchant marine. The Act acknowledged that maritime workers need legal protection. From the very beginning of American civilization, courts have protected seamen. The Act also protects maritime workers such as offshore workers injured on the job. Under the Jones Act, maritime workers who are injured on the job can sue for maintenance and cure caused by negligence or unseaworthiness. Maintenance and cure means lost wages and medical expenses. This right for maritime workers to sue an employer differs from land-based workplace injuries that are covered by workers' compensation. Jones Act eligibility. Jones Act eligibility to sue a negligent employer depends on an offshore worker being classified as a seaman. In order to be classified as a seaman, a worker must meet these criteria. First, spend 30% or more of their work hours in the service of a vessel or on navigable waters, and substantially contribute to the mission of the vessel. Qualified seamen can sue employer in federal or state court and can request a jury trial. This means you need Louisiana maritime injury lawyers skilled in both the negotiating room and the courtroom. While we try to receive a maximum settlement quickly, we are prepared to take your case to trial if needed. Though workers who work offshore are eligible for maritime law protections, other workers may be eligible too. For instance, workers on inland waterways may receive Jones Act protection if the inland waterway is considered commercially navigable. A waterway is commercially navigable if used for interstate or foreign commerce, such as shipping goods to another state. The Jones Act applies a 3-year statute of limitation to maritime injuries. This means that you have 3 years from the date of your injury to file a lawsuit against your employer. Otherwise, you lose your right to sue your employer for your injury cost. Contact Louisiana maritime injury lawyer soon after your injury to make sure you stay within the statute of limitations. Other maritime laws. Other maritime laws that may apply to your personal injury case include longshore and harbor workers, Compensation Act, Death on the High Seas Act, General Maritime Law, Carriage of Goods by Sea Act or COGSA, and Maritime Contracts and Insurance Law. Because the laws governing maritime injuries differ from land-based personal injury laws, you need expert representation. We hold maritime law degrees and use our specialized knowledge to help workers who have been injured offshore. We have represented injured workers including offshore, oilfield workers, Jones Act seamen, and longshoremen. We also can explain which maritime laws apply to your case and what compensation you may pursue. Types of maritime accidents. So working offshore provides an exciting work environment that contributes significantly to the U.S. economy. It also includes risks. Maritime work is dangerous, and the hazardous work environment can lead to job-related accidents and injuries. Maritime workers might experience several types of injuries. Deck accidents. Slippery deck may cause workers to fall and suffer an injury. Rough seas and rock boats or platform and cause workers to fall overboard. Companies that do not maintain decks or railing properly could be responsible for your injury. Ridge injuries. Whether you work on an offshore ridge or a jack-up ridge, you may face injury. If employers do not follow safety regulations, it can cause lots of problems. From bridge tipping over to equipment catching on fire, employer negligence can lead to injuries. Equipment malfunction. If the maritime equipment is not properly maintained, it puts workers at risk. Equipment may catch on fire or electrocute employees. Improper ventilation system, gas leaks, or improper fuel storage can lead to fires and explosions that may burn employees. Your employer has a responsibility to provide you with a safe work environment. If you are injured while working on a waterway, your employer could be liable for your injuries. Even if the accident was partially your fault, you still may be able to recover damages. An experienced maritime lawyer can help you determine if your employer was responsible for your accident. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.